Okay. I just want to say, they can only really see our stomach. I guess the wide you can kind of see us. But we have had so many technical difficulties today shooting the past 2 episodes in the finale.
Ironic.
It's going to be so fun for me to edit. But anyway, we just figured it out. Dun, dun, dun. How have we never done a
little stand-up?
Hey, welcome to the podcast. Hey.
Welcome.
Dude, now this makes me actually pretty pissed because this would actually be a really fun intro to... my brother-in-law told me, he's like, you guys need to plug your video podcasting and to watch it on video. And I'm like, I feel like we do. And he's like, no, you don't.
Whoa, do we? I feel like I've heard you say, you guys need to be watching the video right now to really understand what's going on. I feel like you've said that a few times.
I have, and that's what I was saying. And he was like, no, you need to plug it more.
Well, anyway, he's at stand too, so I don't know. Maybe he's right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and
everybody on Patreon is watching video.
So, Raina, has been in the process of getting a publicist.
Look at me. I'm on the up and up.
She's doing big things.
Publicists are so interesting because it's we've talked about this, but when you see a celebrity, a now celebrity that's talented, but they're not the most insanely talented person in the world, and then you see another person that's they probably went to the Olympics for gymnastics, but they go nowhere. 90% of the time it's a publicist that gets you there. It's getting into the right events, it's getting publicized in articles, it's interviews, it's doing all those things to take your name to the next level, because you don't want to get pigeonholed as an influencer or content creator. To be taken seriously and be taken to that next level, you need something that establishes you as that. So I'm really excited for a publicist to work together on that, and they seem genuinely really passionate about it too. You were on the meeting,
Yeah, there was so we interviewed different publicists, and they would go through Aaron first, and then they would meet with me, and then they would get to Raina. She is fucking people.
I am
okay?
gate-kept.
And it's kind of funny because the first firm that we were talking to, I guess something I realized is apparently and this I don't know, I can't control my face or I guess how I feel, because the first call that we went on, we got off and I wasn't annoyed, but it was almost just I get annoyed when people aren't what's the best word to put it? I don't know, they say shit that is excuse me, not derogatory, but it's things that don't align with who you are. It's if somebody were to come and be oh yeah, so I heard you do some little tricking stuff, yeah. It's bitch, the fuck.
I think they even said something you're an athlete, and then I vividly remember Samantha's face. Vividly, she goes, wait, say it, you're an athlete.
You're an athlete. And it's because...
And I was trying.
There's backstory behind it, too, because I was saying that in regards to, in the meeting I had with them before, I was yes, of course Raina is an athlete, but she's a superstar. And so it's so much bigger, and was, talking about things. And then when we were on the call and she brought up being an athlete, I was bitch, the fuck, what did we just talk about? And I guess it's so funny because I literally didn't know I was doing that. I was just on the call. I really didn't even say anything the whole call.
No, you didn't, but your expressions are so telling. Even if we're in public and we're talking to somebody, I can tell if you want to leave or not based on your facial expressions. It's so funny. And then the second meeting we had with the group that I'm onboarding with, the expressions were all good.
And they were good.
She was
But I was trying so hard too because, but this is the funniest part. So the first team that we were talking about, so I had the meeting, like I said, with him, with just me and Aaron. And so when we were on there, when we got off the call, Aaron was like, Samantha, you are like, we gotta work on like your facials because like you are just look like you are just so like basically what I was thinking in my head was being brought through in my emotions. And he's like, you need to like really watch out for that. And I was like, what are you talking about? So when we went in the meeting with Raina, I literally made it a point, I swear to God, the whole call I was like, I'm going to be like
vibes,
just not even to be fake, but just to be monotone. I was like, I just want to be monotone. That was my goal. It wasn't to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And then when we got off the call and then we do a quick, like we all get on the FaceTime and we're like, okay, Raina, what do you think? And she starts dying laughing without any context of what happened before, mind you. And she's like, I could not stop laughing. I was trying not to laugh so hard the whole time because of Samantha's facials. I'm like, fuck.
I can't. Did you tell me that Erin had told you that before?
No, you had no idea.
That's so funny. I didn't, because I mean, I've always known that about you, but I think it was just so prominent because it's on a Zoom call. And usually when we're on a Zoom call, I feel like we're like next to each other or something.
Yeah.
So I can't see your face that well, but I was just watching you the whole time. It was so fun. But yeah. But I think it's a blessing because you're not fake, you know?
Yeah, and it's I think no, yeah, I'm fucking as real as it gets, and I think we've talked about before, but I hate the fakeness. I hate the fucking game of kissing ass. Like, I've never been able to do that. That's why I've always just done my own thing, because I'm like, I would rather go through the trenches and just do it myself than to have to fucking kiss ass and be fake.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's probably like really hurt my career in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna lie, there's things I can improve on, but it's just so hard for me to not like just be authentic.
But that's so great though. That's gonna get you further. I wouldn't want to go fucking far as a fake snake, genuinely.
Oh my God, I need to tell it. Well, I guess it's something I could talk about. I've never talked about this publicly before, but I think I'm on the spectrum.
I think I am too. Why does everybody think they're on the spectrum?
But like genuinely, like I'm not gonna say who brought it up because I feel like it'll make him seem like a really bad person.
No, but it's not, because it could be
but
real.
They came to me and they were like, yo, it's so crazy, this artist I saw, she was talking about how she just discovered by going to the doctor, wherever, that she's on the spectrum, and that it makes so much sense for all the things that have been going on in her life and all these relationships and all these different hardships that she's gone through, and it's because she was undiagnosed her entire life.
Wow.
And you know, I think the thing is that people think that it's either one end of the spectrum or like nothing at all. And I think a lot of times there's things that you can tell a doctor or somebody and they'll just say, oh, you'll get over it, you know. But then it's like, it's a difference because it seems like a casual symptom, but when it's like long term, and then as you live life longer, you start to realize like the way that you are is very, you know what I'm saying? You just start to like think deeper of like, holy shit. And when he was telling me, he sent me a diagram and it was showing like the things that, like show if like you are on the spectrum.
Really?
And I was like, shut the fuck up. Not me checking all the boxes.
Really? How come we've never talked about this before?
Because I think it's having to do with, because I don't know, it's just never been brought up before.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it because of, you know, I am the way that I am, and a part of me being authentic. I've always looked at it as just me being authentic and real.
Yeah.
But as I've like digested like these not I want to say symptoms, but just like these things to look out for, to know, I'm like, holy shit, like this. It makes so much sense of who I am, but it's like my superpower also. It can be a weakness, but it's also my superpower, like Elon Musk. Right. He's on the fucking spectrum.
Very true.
But that's what makes him Elon Musk, is because it makes him so fucking smart, and like he just gets shit done, and like he just has a way of living life and who he is that's so unique and special. And although he's on the spectrum, it's like it is his superpower.
Yeah.
And I look at it as my superpower, but because I think the way that I am and the way I'm driven, it's funny the way you were talking like in the last episode, you're like, I've never met somebody like you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if they're on the spectrum. I'm not diagnosed by a doctor, but just like self-diagnostics, I'm like, there are so many things, like the way I am, I can't hide. Even when I'm trying to like be neutral, I can't. It's just it's so hard for me to not just be authentic, like in my facials and what I say.
Yeah, I mean, you very well could be on the spectrum. I've never even thought about it before.
And
I mean, because I know, like, I've watched Love on the Spectrum so many times. Have you watched that show?
No, never.
Oh, you would love it. As part of the community.
Oh,
you would,
as a community member.
as a community, it's so cute. It's wholesome. Pop an edible, watch it. Oh my god, I do that all the time. I pop an edible and I watch Love on the Spectrum. I'm pointing to this like.
Why do you say that you're on the spectrum?
I've been told that before.
Really, by who?
I've had by so many people, even by somebody who's on the spectrum themselves told me that, like, oh, you might be. And I did the little test thing too, checked pretty much every box. I think for me, I don't have trouble reading people's emotions. I have trouble living life as a normal human being, genuine. I've just always had issues growing up with, like, being overly stoic. I'm different now, but I just, like, can't, like, I have a lot of empathy and sympathy, but I don't, like, it's hard for me to, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm just so, like, independent in the way I think about things, and, like, it's hard. It's always been hard for me to have friendships and relationships. Always. I just don't know how to, like, act in them. It's very hard for me.
I feel like I see what you're, okay, I get what you're saying. It's almost like the, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just trying to, like, I'm, like, getting the puzzle pieces and I'm trying to find the word to, like, put into it, but it's, like, it's hard for you to, I don't want to say, like, emotionally understand, like, what, I don't know, like, reading emotions, or is that what you're trying to say? Like, emotionally, like, knowing what you should do in certain situations? Is that what you're trying to say?
I guess, but the thing is I'm so, like, contradictory because I'm such a emotional person. As you know, I cry if my stuffed animal falls off the bed. But true story, I was on my period though. But anyways,
What?
It was my baby squirt.
Oh, you cried?
I was on my period.
Okay. Yeah, anything makes you cry. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, like, it's hard for me to God, I'm gonna sound like I don't want to sound like a psychopath in any way. I just, like, it's very easy for me to shut off. I can disassociate like that. Like, I can shut off so easily and be so numb to things. And I've always just struggled with, and I know that's, like, a thing if you're on the spectrum, like, you struggle, like, you love being alone and you struggle having friendships and relationships. So my relationship's been a huge learning curve because I've just, like, always been super independent. I'm so anal about everything, and it's hard for me to be emotional with somebody when, I don't know, I shut off.
I wonder, because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, yes, that is something to work on, but I'm like, is that on the spectrum though? I feel like that's just, like, emotionally protecting yourself and, like, wanting to just, like,
I don't know, but there was nothing that, like, I don't know if I'm on the I don't think I am. It's just been something I've been told nonstop. It's so funny, nonstop. But I think the reason why, like, people have thought that I'm on the spectrum is because there was nothing that happened as an event in my life to make me the way I am. It's just since day one, I've just always been, like, a lone wolf. Like, it's just hard for me to be, like, to form relationships with people and to talk to people. I have to try really hard. Like, I've trained myself to be able to, like, be social. It's so hard for me.
I understand that. And I think that a part of what I was saying for me, if, like, it's so hard to be fake, like, I have to just, like, say it as it is. Like, if there's something going on, like, I have to say it. And I look at the friendship thing and I think of a lot of my friendships, it ended because wow, it's a pop.
Yeah.
A lot of my past friendships when I was younger ended because, you know, people would, in a friend group, would talk shit about a person behind their back, and instead of doing it behind their back, I would have a sit down conversation and be like, hey, like, look, you know, people are saying this shit behind your back, but, like, I want to talk to you about it. This is how I feel.
I'm the fucking same way.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
And then when I would do it,
yeah,
they would, like, literally be like, fuck you. And
like,
then
I can't believe you.
And then they would be friends with all the people that I just told, and I was like, wait, but they're the ones that are talking shit about your back, but
like,
you're
don't
leaving
treat them
me? Like, what?
Oh my god, I relate to that so much. How many times I've been told, Raina, you're too honest, bud. Or literally, what my boyfriend said to me the other night, was like, you seriously need to work on your filter. I can't. Like, I'm not.
Like, in what way?
Straight up said that to me because I'll just say things like, I thought this about you. or I think this about you, and they're like, you did not need to tell me that. Like,
but what was it? Like, in what way?
Let me think about this, because it happens all the time. This specific instance, I was like, I was just like, this specific instance, I was just like, I used to hate you. Literally. Just like, because I was trying to, I feel, because in my eyes, by you going to your friend and telling them that, I do the same thing, because in my eyes it's making us closer. I'm saying, this is how I used to feel about you. It's making us closer. But I guess things are better left unsaid. I've never understood that concept. I say everything that's on my mind,
and I hate that is a normal standard. But okay, so that would make more sense of like being on the spectrum is like a thought. Like you can't you say what comes to your mind. Like, it's just like, why can't I say what's coming to my mind? Like, why would I not share that? And like, I remember like, there's like a lot of things about me, you know, how like I'm obsessive of certain things. Like, if I like something, and I've always called it like an obsessive personality. Like, I love Starbucks refreshers. Like, I just love them so much, and if I like something, I really like it. But then I'm starting to think, I'm like, I think that has something to do with like being on the spectrum, because like,
it could be
when there's something that like gives me that that comfort, and like something that like I fucking stick with it, and it's like a part of my daily regimen. And I have like, although things change, I travel and stuff, for the most part, like, I hit the certain points of what I want every single day in some kind of way, if that makes sense.
That's so true though, and because most people on the spectrum fixate, and they have one thing. Like, if you watch Love on the Spectrum, you'll see this. Every single person has like one thing that they have to like, that like defines their entire personality basically. And then but that could also be ADHD. Like, fixation is a huge, like, I tend to fixate as well, but that's more like daily things. If it's like Coca-Cola or like a refresher for you, like, that's like, I feel like that's more of a thing of being on the spectrum. Not saying you are, but I'm just saying, like,
no, I genuinely think I am. I think it's also the like the fixation. Like, I think that the way that, and this is what my friend was telling me too, because when they were saying that you're on the spectrum, they weren't saying it obviously in a negative way. They're like, no, like, I think that you need to accept it, because I think it'll help you do even better things in life, and you'll excel more once you like understand who you are, and like what you, like, just who you are, I guess. And I think I fixate on career things. Like, I'm very fixated on my career and my success, and it's been my biggest, like, you know, it's the best thing for me, but it also is a downfall, because if something doesn't happen the way that I want it to happen, because I'm the type of person that's like, we're gonna get this done, I don't care what fucking has to happen, it's happening, I don't give a fuck, and it'll always happen. But in the process of that, sometimes it's kind of like picking and choosing what are those things you're gonna go to war for, and what are those things that you're just kind of like, I shouldn't go to war for that, like, it's not worth it.
Very true. I mean, like, some of those things I think is literally just it's like being a Capricorn or a Sagittarius too. That's what's so hard, is like, because so many people have been misdiagnosed as well, and then they base their entire life around that, and then they're told, wait, actually you don't have that. But like, I don't know, would you rather be diagnosed, or would you rather?
I think I've never actually taken the test. I've just seen like charts of like what it is. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking that. Yeah, I'm definitely that. But I think I definitely want to take a test and see, because I've always had severe, well, when I've gotten older, I've like acknowledged what it is, but I've had severe anxiety. And yeah, I think there's just and then obviously on top of that, like, just other things I've been realizing recently. I'm like, well, that would make a lot of sense why it's so hard for me to like.
Yeah, and you know what? Humans like labeling thing and compartmentalizing, so it makes sense.
Knowing is power. Like, knowledge is power. I think that's the best way to look at it. And I think that, I mean, I feel like this is what we said when we were coming out. It's almost like everybody's gay. But it's just like, but it's like, I feel like everybody's mentally ill.
So true.
Like, if you're not on the spectrum, you've got something. Like, you either have PTSD or bipolar. Like, there's something.
Anxiety,
like,
depression.
what is actually normal? Like, normal is actually like you're an alien.
No,
because
literally.
you don't have any of these things.
When I talk to people that are like, no, I don't really get nervous about things, I look at them, I'm like, I could never relate to you.
You know what it is? I think it's like because we put ourselves out there. there's a lot of things to be nervous about and anxious about, because on top of anxiety of the world, we're like, fuck it, we're gonna do it no matter what, and we put ourselves in that. I feel like there's a lot of people, and most people, and it's a normal thing, this is like normal, it is normal for people to be in comfort. And that is why people stay in the same towns that they grow up in, and they have, you know, their 9 to 5 that's not going to get them the millions, but it gets them what they need to survive and to be happy and have a family. And they live in comfort, and that is their life, and that is normal. What we do is not normal, because we're like doing things that are just like all over the place. Like there's no rule book to follow, and it's not something that's always very like, you know, what's going to happen every month. And I think that's
terrifying.
That's why people that live in a more comfortable situation like that might say something like, oh no, I don't really get nervous. It's like, well, you don't really have anything to get nervous for.
True.
Other than maybe like your safety or like your family's safety or something, because they're not having to put it all on the line and go for their dreams and make all these different random sacrifices or whatever. It's just like they're just waking up, taking their kids to school and cleaning the house and making dinner. Like it's like such a, or to go to their 9 to 5. It's just a very different lifestyle. So we're heightened to all those things.
So much more prone. Vibes.
Yeah.
Who did you see on your dating app recently?
I love that we're going from like, I'm on the spectrum to like, who did I see on the dating app?
Is he on the spectrum?
I don't know.
I thought I saw something about that.
Really?
I thought I did.
Honestly, I love it. Honestly, I think I need somebody that's on the spectrum, because I feel like they're so I feel like people on the spectrum like get shit done.
They do.
They want something, they fucking get it.
That's why so many people on the spectrum are so fucking successful.
Dude, okay, I need to say this before I go into it. When I was younger, back in the day,
Back in
I'm still
my
fucking young,
head.
I'm still young, but when I was like a teenager, 18, 19 or whatever, in a relationship, I was looking for a husband. I genuinely was like, I'm dating to marry. Like that was my mindset of like, I'm not going to get married immediately. I wanted to get married when I was like 27, but I was like, I want to find a boyfriend that I'm going to get married to. Like that was all I wanted. And I was so fixated on that, like my whole life. I just wanted like true love. I wanted to just have like a fairy tale love story, whatever, and find my person. That is what I wanted. And I was so fixated on it. And it's just so interesting, because I think it was just like, it wasn't something that I needed. It was something that I was just fixated on it and I needed to have. And I went after it and I got it. Obviously, it's not because I've completely changed as a person, but like what I wanted at the time, I got it. And I found it because I was so fixated on it, even though it wasn't like what I needed at the time. It's just a random example.
That's what's so hard about possibly, or like having the person, let's just say personality type that we do. Oh my god, I'm so bad today. I'm just talking about so good. Is like you really don't know what's meant for you, because you work so hard for the things that you want. Like my mom just told me that today. She was like, do you ever just like relax and let life flow and let things come to you? I'm like, literally fucking no. Everything I have right now, I've like worked my ass off for and like made sure happened and checked in a million times a day to make sure it would. And then you don't really know, like, is it me doing this, or is it the universe and God bringing it to me? Anyways, we could go on forever about that topic. That's a good one.
Anyway, sorry, I wanted to bring it back to that, because I was just thinking, damn, that's another thing I'm thinking about. Yeah, I gotta take this damn test.
We both got to take this damn test.
Us after this. Eating a burger. But, okay, so what you're talking about. So, yeah, so there is a person that I have been manifesting to see on my dating app, because I've seen it all over social media, although it's like, I want to say it's illegal, but it's like you're not, like, on the app, like, you will get kicked off if you show, let's say, like, a celebrity that's on there. Let's say, actually, I don't even want to say a name. Even though this is like, I know you guys aren't going to share this, but like if it's a big celebrity, an A-list celebrity, and then you go off and you're guys, hey guys, look at this guy's profile, and you took screenshots and shit like that, they will kick you off.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say their name, but I think you guys can obviously know who it is by what I'm about to say, and just like watching the other episodes. So for Raina and I, we were traveling to a different country recently for a concert, and love the artist, and I heard that he was on Raya, And so I was like, oh my God, Raina, I have to manifest this. Like, I have to see him. And I've been waiting to see him on the app because I remember my friend told me that she saw him on there. And I was like, oh my God, like, why isn't he popping up? Well, we go to... Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
No. You keep going, Vibes.
No, what were you saying?
No. I was just excited.
Okay. So we're eating a burger. Funny enough, I was just talking about a burger. We were at a burger place. And I hadn't been on the app in a while, but I was like, dude, I have to because I know I'm in the vicinity of where he is.
We also just talked about it that morning because you were like, this morning I like swiped through all of, like the extra fat to see if it could like get to him, because even though it shows people from around the entire world, literally, if you're in the same vicinity as somebody, it'll show them first. So you were like trying to get through that. We were just talking about it. And we're eating our burgers.
I told her, I was like, literally, I'm only on this app right now to see this person. Like, I'm literally hitting X on everybody because I'm not, like I said in the past episode, I'm not looking to like date anybody right now. But like for him, I would consider. So I was just like going through and I was just like, okay, I'm in the same fucking city. I know that. So let's see if the universe wants to. And so I got through the first bunch because it takes a round. To get, I feel like, adapted to like your location. So then I turn it off and it makes you like wait hours, whatever. And then I get a notification and there was like the waiter that was like talking to you.
You're trying to get me because there's also the language barrier already, and she's like trying to tell me what to do.
And then I look at my phone and because I like, it was like more member recommendations are available. So I clicked on it. Boom, it pops up. Boom, the first person
is him.
And I was like, I think I like was like,
you were like, oh my God, Raina.
I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yes, we manifested this. But then literally the next week, because it was announced that he was single. He was in a relationship for a while, so he was single. And I was like, great. Now a week later at a show, his ex that he just got out of a relationship with is fucking on stage singing. She's not a singer. She's singing. And I was like, yep.
There it goes.
This ain't happening. But you never know.
So you never know. He's interesting though. I mean, like all those artists are interesting because it's like, yeah, you have like, they all have that one girl they know will like probably give them even though he doesn't want babies, but like will probably give them babies and like be there for them no matter what. But like they're off fucking and they're off,
they're doing
with different girls every night, and it's like, if you can't be their one and only and like the one they fucking worship, it's like he don't deserve you.
Well, that's what I was telling Raina. I was like, honestly, I just want this just to like, I would be like friends with them, but I wouldn't like get in a relationship. It would be severe circumstances to be able to do that because I know the lifestyle that they live, and I know that it would be horrifying to be a part of. So it was more of just like, I just wanted it for fun. I was like, yes, let's do this.
Yes. But first red flag, yeah. His favorite place he put on in LA is Catch.
It was like that. Out of all places that this person goes to, he has access to any and everything, but he just catch. He has to have some stake in it. I wonder if he has like a. He owns some kind of like.
That's a good point.
Because he probably knows that people are going to look that up. But yeah, I mean, the lifestyle of them is just like, new girls all the time. And also what's interesting is I'm sure that literally every person that comes across him hearts him.
Oh, they're every single person.
And that's what's so funny. So when he gets on that app, I'm sure Raya is like overwhelmed. They're like, here's 1 trillion women, sir. Take whatever you want.
No,
because he's gonna have to go through all these different girls in different areas, and every person's gonna like him. So he's just like, he probably won't even see my profile because there's so many people in line.
But he knows who you are, so.
Hey, he does. We were talking about it the other day because Raina was like, because she was trying to tag him in a story.
I tagged him in a story, and then when you tag a person in your story, it goes into your messages, and it says something like, this person can't receive your messages because they don't allow messages from anyone. That's what it said. And so I told Samantha that, and I was like, because she can message him and Instagram allows her to. I'm like, okay, so, and we already know he's seen like her stories and shit, so he's like accepted her message requests for sure, because it says that for everybody else. So we're like, we got our little eyeglasses on and we became fucking Sherlock Holmes.
I was like, I need to do some research on that because that would actually be pretty interesting because, there was like posts that I have tagged him in because of like dancing to the song. But there was one day that he like viewed all my stories. So because like if you tag somebody in a story, you click on it and it shows you viewed that one story, but if you look at all of them, that means they had to go to your profile and watch you the whole thing. And so I wonder if like that or something was like what allows me to like be able to send him a message or like have it go through. I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know.
It's just fun to talk about.
So cool.
It's just fun. But anyways, well, we'll see. He might be back with his ex. So then.
Oh, no.
But at the same time, I'm really thinking, you know who else I saw on there was the guy that he brought out on stage at his show. There was another artist that the guy brought out, and Rain and I were like, who is that? We had no idea who he was.
Yeah. Is he big? Like
he is, because I looked him up and I was like, oh shit, yeah, like he's on a lot of songs with the other artists that are big and like other people, whatever.
He's short.
Yeah, fuck. I was looking up this up because the other artist came up and I was like, and I was trying to look up his height because height's important to me. I just want to be able to wear like heels and like not have to think about it. I just want like somebody bigger, but
for sure
I couldn't find his height anywhere online. I was like, dude, something's up. So I literally looked up a picture of him next to another artist where I know the other artist's height, and then I like did the math and I was like, okay, he's probably like 5'7".
Wait, what's main man's height?
With who?
Oh,
the other person?
Yeah.
I think like 5'11".
He's 5'11".
Yeah.
Actually, that fits. He looks 5'11".
Yeah. I think like in a dream scenario, like I feel like the shortest I would go is like 5'11".
Convenient.
Convenient. No, I'm genuine, like 5'11", 5'12", like right under 6 foot, because I feel like anything like shorter than that, like I just need my children in the future to be like, because I'm average height, but I just don't want like, I want my son to be like taller.
I feel you. Especially my genetics, girl, I feel you. I ain't doing them dirty. There's no way.
Because like, I don't know. There's just something about like, I don't know. I just want them to be able to, I don't know, be taller. I don't fucking know.
Oh my God, I have a funny story. We're talking about height. I was out with my boyfriend the other day, and he's 6'1". I don't even know. 6.
Not 6'6". 6'6" to 6'1" is huge.
6'1".
Oh, I thought you were trying to say 6'6". No! I was like, Raina, 6'6" to 6'1" is a huge gap.
No, 6'6/6'1". And so we were in Sephora, and he how do I explain? He was like standing on, he like brought his heels out of his shoes and he was standing on the heels of his shoes, and I turned around because he always kind of stands like swaggy, whatever. So I turned around and he's tall and I'm looking up at him, and I was like, I said something's purring. And he sinks down into his shoes and he loses like 2 inches. So maybe he was like 6'3", 6'4". And he comes back down and he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm delusional. Honestly, I'm delusional. I had no idea.
You said something's purring and then he went down and you went, oh, no, just kidding.
Literally, because I was confused. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that's my man. And then I was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, imagine if you were wearing heels. And I was like, oh yeah, that's how I like it. I'm like, fuck me. Anyways.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, height is important for you, for taller girls. I mean, you're a little bit. No, are you average?
I'm very average. I'm like literally average. Like 5'5" is like super average for like if I was shorter, I would date a shorter guy. It's just me like in heels and stuff. Like I want someone to tower over me, you know?
It also depends on body type too, because I've seen like guys who are like 6'1" and 6. No, I can't.
6'1".
Oh, but they look shorter just because they're so like skinny, and it doesn't feel like like I want to be dominated like a bear. But there's some guys that like have like broad shoulders and they're like but they're still lean, like that look taller and yummy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah. definitely want some meat.
Yeah. Oh, meat
Some
on the
tender
bones for
meat.
show.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there.
I
I think
you're gonna wake up one day and see you have a new match.
Yeah, you know what? There we go.
There we go.
Or a DM on Instagram. Either one suffices.
That one's better.
Well, that's going to conclude this episode, guys. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about next. We're just kind of telling you up to date of what we're doing. Our season is coming to a close, the first season.
It's a wrap.
But don't fret.
Don't fret.
Because it's not ending for you, ho. It's continuing. It's continuing.
Is that for you, ho?
The other day when I was making a story, because we didn't have an episode last week, I was like walking and I was like talking, and it was in real time. It was just like, hey guys, like we're not having an episode this week because, and it just like I was just, bitch, we're tired. Like, it was so like I watched it back and I was laughing because I genuinely was like, what is the reason? I'm like, oh yeah, because we're fucking tired.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we can like film the whole thing and edit it in 24 hours. Like that's just too much.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we will be giving you new episodes constantly. So it's gonna keep going for you.
It's gonna be we talk so much, like, I don't know, I feel like I have no NDAs on this fucking Patreon podcast. There's no NDAs here.
There's no filters, and
There's
it
no
feels
filters.
it feels so relaxing and free, and like yeah, I just feel like everything flows better. Honestly, I love the episodes on Patreon way more than the regular episodes.
Oh shit. Well, you can log in. I haven't been able to watch them.
Dude, I swear to God, whenever I get the text of... Anyways, guys.
Okay.
We have
we'll
two-factor authentication, so don't try to fucking hack us, okay? Because fucking Rada can't even get in, okay? But anyways, so love you guys. See you next episode.
Love you guys.
Bye.